Welcome back to Frederica Nation, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. But let's talk about something today that I just feel like will help a lot of people. But before I go any further, make sure you subscribe, hit the ring bell so you never miss the upload, and thumbs up on this video. So I wanted to talk about today, a lot of people have been requesting me to just know my thoughts about it and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to have a conversation about it today. Is getting your tubes tied the right decision? First of all, let's talk about certain things behind that, because nowadays people just want to get their tubes tied. Folk want to get their tubes tied because of certain reasons, right? Maybe because they have a lot of children already, or because they don't have enough support or something like that. It could be multiple reasons why people get their tubes tied. Is it the right decision or is it the wrong decision? Now, I tell people all the time, it depends on what you want to do and what you think about the situation. And what's best for you at the end of the day. Like, I can't really tell you, but I just feel like you do what's best for you. If you feel like you don't have enough support, or if you feel like you not with your partner that you are married to, or the baby daddies that you've already gotten is not around and stuff like that. Like, it just really depends on your situation. Now, let me remind you all that when you get your tubes tied, it's only temporary. It's only temporary. You can actually go and get your tubes untied if you feel like you want to, or in a space in your life where you want to have babies and you are happy, you're settled, and you're stable. Now, a lot of us have when we're not stable, we're not thinking, but you know, things happen. Not saying that the children are a mistake. No, things just happen. And, you know, most of us decide to keep the kid when we're pregnant, even if we find out we're pregnant when we're young. I found out I was pregnant when I was 15 years old. I had my daughter at 16 years old. My first child. I was no way financially stable. I was not married or anything, but also my family don't believe in abortions either. You lay down and they believe that you lay down and you did this, and you know you have to take responsibility now that you're pregnant. So long story short, I ended up having 4 children and wasn't married to neither one of my baby daddies. I have 2 baby daddies and I have 4 kids. I got 1 child by daddy and 3 by the other. And I was a young girl, and I just kept having children. And I said, you know what? I have to get my tubes tied, because if I don't get my tubes tied, I'm going to continue to have children, and I'm not stable to have all these kids. I was already in a situation where I've already had 4 children and still was not able to really take care of them. I did the best I could, and I raised my children, but I had to put that on hold for a moment because I kept having the kids, and it was like, wait a minute, if I don't get my tubes tied, you know, I'm going to keep having kids. Now, you have options like birth control. Birth control don't work for everybody. Some people I know get pregnant on birth control. Yes, it happens. So I just wanted it to get my tubes tied without having to worry about anything until I was literally ready. So I didn't want to take the birth control route, because even with birth control, you have a high possibility of getting pregnant while you're on birth control, opposed to getting your tubes tied. Now, between getting your tubes tied and birth control, getting your tubes tied is a slight possibility, a lower chance of getting pregnant than on birth control. Birth control has a high rate of getting pregnant on birth control than getting your tubes tied. So I said, you know what? I have to get a hold of this. My life is not together. So I decided to get my tubes tied. Now, is that the right choice for you? You do what's best for you at the end of the day. Do what's best for you. I wasn't married. I didn't finish school yet or anything, and I had 4 children. And I was like, look, listen, because your life literally stops time and you have to worry about your kids. It's not even about you no more. You have to think about and worry about yourself. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, let me do something about this for a moment. Like right now, I know I can have children. If I go get my tubes untied, I can have children. I'm still a very young woman. And, you know, I know that I'm able to have kids. So, but I don't want any more children right now. But if the Lord says so, it is what it is, you know. But that's the best advice I can give somebody and give you all if you don't know if that's the right choice to make to have your tubes tied. Do what's best for you at the moment. Now, that's just what I believe in because, you know, we all are in different places in our lives, and raising a kid is not cheap at all. It's a lot behind raising a child. So you really have to be careful, protect yourself, and just be responsible. Even if it happens, you're going to have to take some type of responsibility. But if you're really, truly not ready to do something about it. Like, for example, birth control, or, you know, if you have a lot of kids and you don't want to keep having children at the moment, just get your tubes tied. I recommend you to get your tubes tied if you're not responsible. But I wanted to say that. I wanted to encourage you all in that area to just do what you feel like is best for you. And also, I do know people, like I have a first cousin who just had her baby last year, and it was her 6th kid. And she had gotten her tubes tied, but the doctor said her tubes grew back together somehow, miraculously so, grew back together, and she ended up pregnant again. So, you know, it's a slight chance that it can happen even after you get your tubes tied, but it's over 90% of chance that it's good. It stays, put. But it's a very slight chance it can happen. You can still get pregnant. It happened to my cousin. She literally just delivered a kid last year. For real, for real. But yeah, I wanted to tell you all that. Do what's best for you at the end of the day. I can't really tell you what to do about that. But be stable. Be financially stable. Have a career. Because kids are not cheap. Okay? It takes a lot to raise a kid. And if you're not really mentally able to take care of a kid, then I suggest you to protect yourself from having children as far as birth control or getting your tubes tied. Okay? Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you like this video, if you want me to upload more videos about this story time and just talking about these things, if you want to know my thoughts about it, make sure you hit the ring bell, like button, and subscribe, and I will load up much content as much as possible. Drop down in the description below if you have any questions, and I'll get back with you here at Frederica Nation. See ya.